right, we are back. What's going on, guys? It is episode number 37 of the Chasing Waypoints podcast. And do we have some stuff going on? Man, it's been an absolute busy week, but we do have some stuff going on, and that is going to be over on the other side of the pond. Rally to Morocco, or Morocco Rally, for those of you playing the home game, in full swing. So I've been trying to keep up with it. It's just been an absolute buried week at work. Lost track of how many hours I put in, and it's been a very, very interesting ride so far this week. But we're back, and I did miss an episode. I do apologize for that. That was not the intent, but that was it. There's nothing left in the tank. So I figured, well, you know what? I got to get on here and talk about something. And do we have something to talk about? So, no guest this time around, but we're going to be talking about the Morocco Rally this time around. That is going on right now in Northern Africa. And it is, it's shaping up to be pretty cool. So the big news there, a couple of big things going on. Turn down the party here a little bit. Had some, first and foremost, the new KTM and Husqvarna bikes are out and about. Debuted at the Morocco Rally. That's going to be the bike they're going to be taking to Dakar, it looks like. I'm sure there'll be some changes between now and then because, well, I'm pretty sure they want that title back from Honda. So that's what I'm thinking. But overall, if you look at the motorcycles, kind of get into that first, just looking at both the bikes, they really do. They did change the trellis frame or ladder frame design where the motor was hanging. They did change that down, and now it is more like a full wraparound frame, like what your traditional motocross bike would be. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, you look at it and watching some of the videos of Skylar Howe's riding, you can see the top of the knee a little bit more on the bike. So it seems like it's narrower at the knees for them. And then the bike just overall looks like it's a lighter machine. So, well, at least they make it look light. You know, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what the weight is on the new versions on it. But you could definitely tell there's some difference on the bike. They just look a little smaller than the rally bikes of last year. So I'm curious to see how they perform. I'm actually kind of a fan of the windscreen. I like how the newer windscreen's got kind of a fold in it. I was a big fan of the previous generation windscreens on those bikes. And they went away into the one where I'm going to call it the shovel head look. So they did do that, and I'm curious to see Skylar out there and seeing what he does, and then their teammates. So I am looking for. They got those two bikes, and then you've got, of course, the KTM boys running around out there as well. So looking to see how that bike performs over the week, over the stages. So Rally to Morocco, or formerly known as the Atlas Rally, starting back in 1982, moved across and was 82, and it's changed hands a few. I was reading on their website, right? It's changed hands a few times over the years, and went from ran right up to about the 1990s, late 90s. Then it disappeared for a minute, and then it came back in the early 2000s under new ownership, and so it's kind of evolved, changed hands again in 2019, but basically started as the Atlas Rally, and then now has transformed into the Morocco Rally. So ran in North Africa. So really, really cool event. If you guys are following their social media, there's some real like picturesque stuff. They were playing in stage 2. They were playing in the dunes this time around. We saw some video footage of one of the Honda boys burying the front tire in the sugar sand, and well, I'm sure that wasn't fun, but still, I just think that area of Africa and what I've seen so far is really awesome. I know KTM, when they did the 790, I believe it was the Morocco Desert Challenge that they were doing out there. And so there's a few things. I got to go back and check on that one. But I remember that they did do a KTM event out there for the 790. So that would have been awesome to go out when that came out. But yeah. So anyway, so let's see what else we got going on here. So Stage 2, from what I saw on the website, they're about 5 hours away from the start of Stage 3. It is Sunday evening here in San Diego. So we're looking probably they're going to be racing overnight. So hopefully we'll wake up to some more news going on. But basically, we got 2 classes that we're keeping an eye on. The first class is Rally GP. Those are the big chorizos of the Rally Raid world. That is the Ricky Brabecks, Toby Prices, Ross Branches, Andrew Shorts, Benavides, Howes, all of those guys wrapped up into that class. So that is the I don't want to call it the money class, but those are your factory guys, factory. So this has been an interesting one. Starting with those guys. And then the other one is Rally 2. So Rally 2 is kind of your more catch-all class, the up-and-comers. For instance, Mason Klein, the young gun here in Rally Raid. He's been working his way up, and we'll talk about that in the standings here in just a little bit. But right now, so recapping back from the prologue. So for people that are new to Rally and don't really know what it is, prologue can simply be put as qualifying. So that helps get people sorted into their starting order and what they're going to be doing. Usually it's a short stage where they can run around and basically post their time, and that's going to determine the next day's starting order. A bit of strategy. So the first person out on stage 1 is the one sweeping and opening the track. So that one, and then guy number 2, and then number 3, and then number 4, and then number 5, they're all laying down tracks. So it's that guy in front that's at the biggest disadvantage, unless they're a very strong navigator and have a good feel for the area and are really, really in tune. It's very easy to lose a lot of time, and then especially when you've got all these guys behind you that are going to be picking up your tracks, and it takes a little bit of the pressure off of the actual navigation part. So what I'm looking at is the stage 1 or prologue results. We had Rodriguez from the Hero Motorsports team set the fastest time on that one. Then Toby Price in that number 2 spot. Ross Branch, number 3. Cammy was in that number 4. Bueller 5. Benavides 6. Skylar House 7. Then you have Santolino in that number 8, Walkner in the number 9, and then Andrew Short bringing out that top 10 or rounding out the top 10. So all good spots. I think Skylar House in the prologue stage, that's a really good spot to be in that 7 spot. He's got a few guys in front of him, fast guys also. So that he's going to have some tracks to follow into the desert. So that puts, like I said, there is some strategy to this. They are kind of almost picking their spot. And interesting enough, you just roll down the list. You've got Sunderland in 11th, Adrian Van Baren in that Yamaha rally bike, 12th, Kevin Benavides, 13th on the Red Bull KTM team, Dissel Trey on that 14th, Mano 15th, Concalves on the Sherco in 16th, Daniel Sanders on the Gas 17th, and then we kind of go down a little bit down further, and then you've got in 20th, you've got Ricky Brabeck, John Bort in that 21, and then in that 22 spot, you've got Nacho Cornejo. So all 3 Honda Rally guys all together sitting in that 20th spot, so they're going to have a lot of choices going into that first stage of lines and stuff like that. So most people, you think they would have gotten right, so it'd take a little bit of the pressure off of the navigation. Although from what I understand in rally, you still want to navigate your own rally, but if there's ever a quick indecision, I'm thinking that, having those multiple tracks in front of you are going to help get you out there. So that was pretty much the starting order for leg 1. That was the prologue stage. Again, that is like qualifying and determining how everybody's going to shake out for that race and how they're going to line up. So Rally GP in stage 1 after that first stage. Let's see here, going through these things, and it's kind of their tracking system for Rally to Morocco. It's actually pretty cool when it's live, but to find and go back to the results, I'm finding that there's an error on the webpage, so it makes it a little bit difficult. But going back, so classification after stage 1, and this is again the Rally GP class. You had Beretta out front, setting the pace, 3 hours, 25 minutes and 57 seconds. Ricky Brabeck in that number 2 spot. He was at 3 hours, 26 and 51. He was just 54 seconds slower than Beretta on that one. And then Quintanilla in that number 3 spot, Also. So top 3 for Honda. Not a bad place, filling up that podium for that first stage. Then from there, in that number 4 spot was going to be Matthias Wagner. And then in that number 5 spot, Daniel Sanders. So top 5 separated by 6 minutes and 59 seconds to be exact. Adrian Van Buren in that number 6 spot on that Yamaha WR450. He is at 3 hours 34 minutes for that first stage, 8 minutes behind the pace. Then you've got Nacho Cornejo in that number 7 spot. He is down 3:36.17 and about 10 minutes out of that top spot. So from there, you're rounding out the top 10 as Luciano Benavides in that number 8 spot, Franco Cami in that number 9 spot, Stefan Svitka, I don't know how I'm going to murder that name, in that number 10 spot. And then just kind of going down, Andrew Short finishing up stage 1 in 14th. Then looking down the list here, see any other big guys. Skylar Howes down in that 23rd spot. And then, how do we send these guys an email? Husqvarna 450 Rally Factory Replica. I'm pretty sure that is not a replica. Just saying. Anyway, so I saw, keeping up on Skylar's social media, I did see it was a bit of a tough day for him out in Leg 1, and I did see a couple other comments about that they did get a lot of weather out there, wind blowing, sandstorms, and so not going to make it easy. It's trying to navigate blindfolded, so I don't know. I guess you could call it the equivalent of driving on the freeway with your eyes closed. I don't know. Well, they have the dun-dun-duns, but I don't know if that's actually legit. Yeah, don't do it. Do not drive on the freeway with your eyes closed to try and figure out if that's what they experienced at the Morocco Rally. That is my advisory or waiver. We're not responsible. Anyway, so Toby Price all the way down in 25th, Ross Branch down in 26th. So interesting to see, how that stage shook out and made things kind of move in a different direction. So I'm curious to see how stage 2 and 3 shake out for these guys. So then again, that is after stage 1 for the Rally GP class. Let's see, taking the results here for. All right, so stage 2 results. Matthias Wagner lays down the fast lap, or lays down the fast line on a 3:40.32. Then Nacho Cornejo in that number 2 spot, running all the way up just a minute and 19 seconds back. Then in the number 3 spot, it was Pablo Quintanilla, 3 hours, 43 minutes and 22 seconds, finishing out 2:50 behind. And then from there, we've got Daniel Sanders on the Gas, finishing up in that number 4 spot, 3:44.12 and 3 minutes and 40 seconds behind. Kevin Benavides in the number 5 spot, Ross Branch in the number 6 spot, Ricky Brabeck in that number 7 spot, and then Sam Sunderland in the number 8 spot, Skylar Howes in the number 9, and then Joaquin Rodriguez rounding out the top 10. So, and there it is again. Wait, even Sam Sunderland? There's no way Sam Sunderland's also on a factory replica. We're going to have to send an email to these guys. So, yeah. So, that was the results, top 10 results for stage 2 of the Rally GP class. And then overall, so this is cumulative time standing. Let's see here. We have got, let me take a look here. It looks like we've got Matthias Wagner is going to be leading the Morocco Rally through stage 2. Going to be at 7 hours, 12 minutes and 11 seconds. Then from there, in that number 2 spot is going to be Pablo Quintanilla on the Honda 450 Rally. 7 hours, 12 minutes and 30 seconds, just 19 seconds off the pace of Matthias Wagner. And then Ricky Brabeck in the number 3 spot, another Honda CR 450 Rally. 7 hours, 13 minutes, 11 seconds is exactly 1 minute out of the lead for the Morocco Rally. Then right behind him is going to be John Boreta-Bort. John Boreta-Bort. In that number 4 spot, teammate there, Honda CRF 450 Rally, and that's 7 hours, 15 minutes, and 12 seconds. He's going to be 3 minutes and 1 second off the top spot. Daniel Sanders on the gas, going to be in that number 5 spot. Then that is 7 hours, 17 minutes, and then Nacho Cornejo in the number 6 spot on the Honda CRF 450 Rally. He's also going to be about 7 minutes back. That's 7 hours, 18 minutes, and 8 seconds for him. Kevin Benavides in the number 7 spot for him. And then it's going to be Adrian Van Beveren in that number 8 spot on the Yamaha WR450. Sam Sunderland in the number 9 spot on the 450 Rally from KTM. Luciano Benavides in that number 10 spot on the Husky 450 Rally. Then it's Joaquin Rodriguez in the number 11 spot, De Sauterre in that 12 spot, Andrew Short in the 13th spot. Then it's Antonio Maggio in the number 14 spot, Skylar Howes in the 15 spot, 41 minutes and 22 seconds back. So a little bit of a gap there to make up, but not completely out. It'll be an uphill battle, but we've seen it. So anything can happen. Then from there, Goncalves in that number 16 spot. Then it is Daniel Jager Nosiglia Jager. He is on a KTM 450 Rally. In that number 17 spot, Ross Branch in the number 18, Toby Price in the number 19 spot. And then is Juapio Cerruti, Jacopo Cerruti in that number 20 spot, Lorenzo Santolino in that number 21 spot. Then it's Milan Engel in that 22. 23 is going to be Harith Noah. Forgive me if you're listening to this and I'm butchering your name, but on the Sherco 450. Then in the number 24 spot, Matteo Dovenzi, 8 hours, 31 minutes. So from front to back all the way, 1 hour, 19 minutes and 2 seconds. So that is the gap. That is all the way from the top spot to the back. So that is after leg 2, or the second stage in the Rally GP class. Once again, those are the elite guys of Rally Raid. So, all right, switching it over to Rally 2. So Rally 2, we have none other than, let's see here. And they don't have the results posted or they didn't put it up on their Facebook. But let me see here, get a drink of water. All right. And we're back. Okay. So, in the, Rally 2 class. So Rally 2 is kind of more the broad spectrum class. You'll see riders that are not, they're almost, I think their next step is to be signed. So, which I think is going to be coming soon for the guy that's put the bike, on the top podium spot twice now. So 2 stages in and 2 podiums up on the top step. So Rally 2, the start list. So once again, the prologue stage, shaking everybody around, and that's going to be the starting order for stage 1 and stage 2, or stage 1. And that saw Riviera Guillen. Let me see here. That is in the man. It's a little bit different how they do this on here, but let me see if we can find these here. But pretty stoked to see. Might as well just let the cat out of the bag. Seeing Mason Klein, both stage 1 and stage 2, taking over that top spot in the Rally 2 class. So putting together 2 stage wins, that's absolutely epic. I'm sure that he is excited about that. I did see an update from him where he was feeling a little tired and dehydrated. I guess he did have his shoulder bugging him a little bit. So I'm thinking that it's probably going to slow him down a little bit. But that was at the end of stage 1, and for stage 2, he goes back and backs it up with another win. So I'm absolutely stoked to see that. Stage 1 for him was, and if I remember correctly, I'm having trouble finding the results of prologue for these guys, but if I remember correctly, Mason would be 7th off the line for the first stage, and then would end up putting the bike on the top spot, finishing with 3 hours, 52 minutes, and 5 seconds. And then it was going to be Camille Ciappelleri, 3 hours, 54 minutes, and 14 seconds. So about 2 minutes and 9 seconds behind Paolo Lucci in the number 3 spot. 4 hours, 7 minutes, and 17 seconds. So about 15 minutes back. So a little bit of a gap there now in the top 3, 15 minutes apart. Again, that is for the first leg of the class. Let me see if we can find really quickly leg 2, which has been, here we go. That's Rally 2.
And then we've got, no, that's not that one. Rally GP classification after, yeah. So I don't think they've posted it on their, I don't think they've posted it on social media yet. And I know that their website is not updating, or they're like deleting the previous results, or they're not accessible. So hopefully they get that fixed and we can get it up and start looking over it and getting all the information out there. I'd like to do another recap show before the rally is over and talk more about the results and how everything is going. But yeah, so big news there. Mason Klein taking 2-stage wins already at the Morocco rally. So the training and everything that he has been up to is definitely paying off. So if you guys remember and heard the episode with Happy Dave and Dan Bart and Mason, they're going to be back after the Morocco rally, and they're going to be doing their training and charity ride or fundraiser ride for Mason. You've got the one coming up, SoCal Roadbook Rally, and then you've got the one over in Vegas with Happy Dave. So I think you got a lot going on in the rally raid world. I did get I've been talking, and there's a lot of, I haven't been on the microphone and talking and doing that stuff, but there has been a lot of planning and stuff going on in the background as far as what to do for next year. So I'm hoping to travel to some of these events and stuff like that. And I got a couple rallies back east to catch up with. I've seen them before, but the Sandblast rally has been the big one that I've heard, and I've seen the social media about it a little bit. I know Steve Comrade has been out there on the 850. I think even he was on a BMW 850 GS and raced the thing. And so I'd love to get a little bit of information, figure out who I need to talk to over there, and get some more info out on that rally. But yeah, I'm thinking next year, as we're winding it down, right? We're already in October. Hell, next week we're going to be mid-October. So I think that once everything shakes loose a little bit over these next couple of months, next year start looking at what rallies to travel to and do some coverage. So I'm absolutely looking forward to that. But I'll be bringing some more information on the Sandblast rally and some of the other rallies and things that we find. And if you know of an event and want to talk a little bit about it and your experience in it, hit me up. Hit me up on Instagram, and we can chat a little bit about it. We still got to catch up on the COTA rally, because the COTA rally went off Utah, Colorado here a couple weeks back, and it was absolutely everybody was blown away. I'm seeing some of the if you guys were listening to the Dave Black episode in Couch to Dakar, we talked a little bit about how he was getting ready for his goal of the Dakar, and he was on his way out the door to go to the COTA rally. And seeing some of his videos and what happened and what the scenery and the stuff that they did out there was just absolutely amazing. So it was a really, really good event. My hat's off to Mike for pulling all of that off and putting the work in. It was a 2-year recipe. If you guys want to know more about that event, there is a whole episode and where we sit down and talk with him about the COTA rally. So just browse through it. You'll see it. It's a few episodes ago. Where we talked about it, but absolutely, I'm blown away. I'm excited because that is like one of the events I think that it's going to, or it has laid out the groundwork, and he's already hit the ground running. Like he's already posting. I've seen some pictures of Rally Navigator and all that. So he's already working on next year's iteration of it. So absolutely stoked to see that. And then from there, let's see, what else have we got? We've got those 2 rides coming up to help Mason for his Dakar effort. And then we're going to be at the Dakar in January in almost no time. So I wish I was going to the Dakar. But in talking to Chris from Motominded, there's some other events that we want to check out too, like KTM Adventure Rally and some of the other things that are going on. I know that they do another big ride as well. If you go back and rewind, there is the episode where we did talk to Chris from Motominded, and he talks about the some of the trail conservations rides that they do out there and organize. And so definitely want to get some eyes on that one. But I'm kind of excited. I finally, I think I got a skinny bike coming. Going to do the the rally light setup. So moto-minded tower, and then and it's actually, the bike's already really pretty set up. So not going to need much, but I'm absolutely stoked to get that into the garage. Going to take a little bit to get it down from Washington, but yeah, should be good. And then from there, get that one doing. Finally got the jewelry, the final piece of jewelry for the KTM 790. Got that WP Pro Components shock from Conflict Motorsports for the rear of that bike. So it is sitting in the garage. I was going to try and throw a leg over it and go run it down the road a little bit today and just kind of start working on setup. And I don't know, I get excited. I like the idea of setting up a bike, right? And trying to feel for the things that I want it to do, and having it like just feel good. Now, will I ever be Skylar House doing a skid plate check in the Barstow Desert? No, but it's good to dream. And obviously, I don't know that the 790 could do it. I mean, Quinn Cody could do it on the 790. Quinn Cody could do anything on the 790. But you know, we'll see. Or the 890. But either way, I think that it just, setting up a bike, getting it comfortable, getting it predictable is the best thing that you can do, suspension wise. And then it's almost like now, after my experience with this has been, now do the suspension first and then go through the catalogs and order all the orange pieces and all the blue and all the whatever color your bike is and you want to make it. Because that's going to make the biggest difference. And if you're going to enjoy it, you're going to get way more mileage, way more smiles per dollar out of that. So, you know, there's a lot of suspension shops in town. This time around, we went with Conflict Motorsports for the 790. So, but check it out. I mean, you know, you want to look and see the locals and talk to people and see who, you know, what people are using. And maybe, hell, if you could throw a leg over their bike and kind of see and, you know, if you notice it or you know, it's all preference and rider ability. You know, and like in talking to Alex and his on his episode, we talked about that and how the rider profile that people submit, well, sometimes we'll go with embellished. So I think that being honest with your skill set and what you can actually do on a bike, and then talking to your suspension guy is definitely going to make all the difference in the world. So I would definitely go that route. But trying to think what else. I mean, I'm excited to see Mason. You know, he's got two out there, and I wish I had the overall standings, but I don't. They haven't posted them, so I can't see what it is right at this time. I'm just kind of thumbing through these pages again really quick, but kind of a bummer. But I mean, 2 podiums, so I'm glad that he's putting that bike up on top. Sounds like he is getting used to it, and he did spend some time. I know he was at Jordi Villarom's place. I think it's called Rally Station. In Spain, so leading up to the Morocco rally, so he's already kind of familiar and has been using the bike, so I'm sure he's happy and stoked about that. But I don't know, I'm gonna send him a message on social media or text him and see if I can't get him on the line and we can do a quick episode and just kind of a recap after his third day out at the Morocco rally. So I think that would be pretty cool. And so we're rooting for Skylar to get back up there. We've got Ricky Brabeck also up there in the hunt. So looking forward to see those guys post their results and yeah. So man, I think it'd be cool to travel to some of these places. I'll tell you, if you haven't already heard, there's been a common theme on all these episodes about Rally Raid is if you want to see the world, you got to get on a rally bike. So anyway, so that's today's episode. Cutting it short today. We're just 30 minutes. For the episode, but next week I'll look to have a little bit more, and then we'll also going to start a new series. I've been working on these that'll probably air midweek, but not as frequently. But we're going to be doing some tech talk stuff. So if there are certain components to a bike that you thought like, oh, well, this doesn't it doesn't provide any value, or the other words, black magic or whatever, you know, if there's a component of the bike that you really would want to deep dive and know about that, I'm going to be reaching out to the guys that know about those things. And we'll get them on the show and we'll get your questions answered. So, already had a few people reach out, which is actually really awesome. And I'm stoked for that. So we've got a couple of guests. I'm not going to talk who they are yet, but you'll be catching them. So all the more reason to subscribe and be ready to go so you get alerted when the new episodes come out. Also keep an eye on social media. So we're going to be doing some videos on there as well with some updates and stuff like that. So keep an eye on the Chasing Waypoints website as well. So more information coming there. So yeah, I'm stoked. So it's we're in the planning phase and we're getting stuff out there and getting stuff going. So I am looking forward to catching up with people at these events. So with that being said, here's the outro.
All right, that is a wrap for the Chasing Waypoints podcast this week. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you heard. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and a bunch of others. Also, follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook under Chasing Waypoints, Instagram Chasing Waypoints _official, and of course, the YouTube under Chasing Waypoints. Hope everybody has a good week. We will see you guys for the next episode. Remember, shiny side up, and don't forget to tag us. We want to see where you guys are riding and what you guys are up to. Have a great week.